I like it that way. I think there's so much noise about everything that we do in our industry. I find it all a lot. I probably ended it today because probably because of you. So I've seen the interviews and stuff like that. But I think obviously we give so much media, so much getting dragged around everywhere. Nice to keep stuff for yourself. I think people take everything that you have, and if you don't keep some bits to yourself, then you have nothing. So I think I've always been that way, and probably want to continue to be like that, and just a normal guy. And I don't do mad things when I go home, but just the normal day-to-day stuff is something that I like to keep myself.
Do you think that's probably not brilliant because you're not kind of from a typically football family, are you?
No, yeah.
I said earlier about your parents don't really watch football. We don't watch football in the house. Is that do you think a symptom of that?
Yeah, I think so. It was never like when I come home from school, I was always just getting ready to go to football. Or I'll be playing cricket. I'll be doing all sorts of things. So I was never really home and doing nothing. But I think it's helped me when I do come home from football now. I completely de-stress and I don't think about it.
Yeah.
So when I go on the next day, I'm 100% focused to
I
go
think
for it again.
That bit there is so important, right? Is you wouldn't identify as a footballer. I can tell that.
No.
I think that's the most important thing. So when you have a game on a Saturday, which will happen, you could have the best game on a Saturday, which will happen. You don't come home and you don't bring that baggage with you. It's left at the door. It's left at the stadium. It's right. Let's go home and see the family now.
This is like something that I struggled with when I was young. I'd make a mistake and I'd make another one and I'd continue down that path.
Yeah.
Being able to play unbelievable and not feel any differently if you played really bad. Because obviously I know when I've not done so well, and obviously it's annoying and it can affect you.
But it happens.
Yeah, of course. I think that's why I've tried to stay level, like as I've got older. And I think bringing that to the team is something that I can really show, because we've got some obviously unbelievable players, and most of the time they play unreal. So when they don't, it's probably.
Yeah, but that can be just as bad though. So you're so used to playing well that when something bad does happen, it can really shock people.
It can spiral. Yeah. For example, like the things that he's gone through and the things that he's done. Like he's got such a character.
Yeah.
And like you only see it when he's done. Like he obviously missed the penalty. You then see him as like a completely different person because the way he dealt with that, and like he can deal with the worst things like possible. So when it comes to a game and something's not going his way, you know he's gonna bounce back, and that's why he's unbelievable.
I love that, mate. I love that. It's a great way of looking at it. So we're out walking. You said earlier you love a bit of this. How important is this to just get away from it all, clear your air, a bit of fresh air?
It's something I do every day for an hour plus. A bit of me time. I normally do it straight after training, so it's done, and I just enjoy it.
Yeah,
just a bit of time to myself.
Peace and quiet.
Yeah. So you come back from training, it's all hectic and they concentrate so much. It's nice to get some fresh air and just be with my dogs, you know.
Nice, mate. And what other hobbies have you got?
Well, me and my mates started a fashion brand. We've done that for like a year now. Something that we're just like keeping small at the moment, and I think we started it off because of like how expensive stuff is.
It's a joke, isn't it? I'm glad you said that, mate.
Just like tracksuit, trying to get a tracksuit. It's like £200.
Easy.
Right now. Yeah. We were literally speaking about it before. Because we've looked at all the stuff, it costs like £6
to actually make it.
Yeah. It's something that we wanted to make like affordable and just something nice for people to be able to have, and not like make loads of money off it. It's just something that we were interested in fashion and wanted to like share a bit of it. Obviously after football, don't really know what I'm going to do yet. I was actually thinking about being a dog walker. thinking of getting like a little van, doing something like that. Yeah, I don't need too much. Quite simple.
It's a good way to be, that, mate.
Yeah. Don't want to be a pundit or
None of the media, none of the culture.
no.
Right, let's take it back then. You're at Southampton Academy.
Yeah.
You're released at 16 years old. What's that like at that moment in time for you? Because it's your whole world, isn't it?
Not that I didn't believe that I'd be a footballer, or I just always got told that it was 1 in a million. You know?
Yeah.
Never thought it would be me. Especially like how I was probably doing at that point in my career. I wasn't doing great. You know, like I was too tall, was gangly, couldn't run. It was only until I got to probably like 18 where I started to like, pick up a bit and grow into my body. And
well, just connected, the dots connected, and it made sense.
Yeah, and also I was playing, like now I'm playing right back, but before I was playing right back. And then when I went to Brighton, I started at centre back.
Yeah.
That's the first time I played centre back, so that's kind of where my just confidence really.
Can you remember one moment or one time where you actually started to have a bit of like self-belief and thought, yeah, I think I can do this?
I think it was probably straight away going to Brighton, like straight into the 18s.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd never seen that Southampton. I was dropping down in age group to go and then be expected to be at a level for under 18s. Kind of pushed me on rather than I kind of had to get to that level.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And you went out on loan. Well, you wanted to go out on loan, so obviously Newport County season there, smashed it, player of the year. Second half of the season at Peterborough.
Yeah.
But then it was the big loan, the Leeds loan. Yeah. Marcello Bielsa. Is that for you where your career really started?
Yeah. I think that's where everyone started to know my name.
Yeah.
People were like got more interested. But I think at Newport that was probably the best season I've had. Like to be known as a proper footballer, playing League Two.
Yeah. How different is it playing League Two to playing?
Crazy.
Like if you look at modern day and what you're doing now to playing back then.
I think there's aspects of it that I'm into the Premier League and I try and bring some of that. Because there's not many people that play in League Two and in the Premier League, so with the really good players that you're playing against, they're so good, and sometimes you can get a bit of leverage of like just being aggressive or
Do you think that's kind of like the modern day? I feel like that's probably why you do so well in that position, because there aren't so many aggressive players nowadays, are there?
I think just trying to find any way where you can win, and I'll do that. Do you know what I mean? I'll like if I'm going to hurt someone, or I don't want to hurt anyone, but they're so good to you, so you have to do everything you can to
do what you got to do.
Yeah. I know I'm not like the best 1v1 defender or the quickest, the strongest. Just finding a way to win, basically. I think it's probably the best thing that I've been able to learn is like adapt in any situation you're put in, really.
Do you remember that season at Leeds where it all started going right? Is it just part of being a team that are winning? Is it being under a proper manager that believes in you?
Yeah, I think the amount of work I've never done as much.
In training?
Yeah, it was like 4 hours every day. Yeah. Double sessions, sleep at the training ground. He was, on it. And if you weren't, then you'd be on the bike until it was off.
Sounds like a dream for me, this stuff, mate. It sounds like a dream.
It was obviously winning like every game. It was such a good year. And obviously it was COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That kind of helped us because I think probably getting a little bit tired during the end of the season. Obviously we finished off.
And that little break in between just helped you see it through.
Yeah. To be fair, it wasn't really much of a break because we were doing like the runs that we had to do were honestly horrendous.
We did a podcast actually a couple of weeks ago with Stuart Dallas.
Yeah.
And he was talking about Marcello Bielsa and he just loves him. He absolutely loves him. He says even to this day I could give him a ring. He says I know I could give him a ring right now and he would answer the phone. Was he with you?
So when I first went to Leeds, got in there, sorted it all out. Just done over the summer. Got in there 2 days in, I was in the first team change room. The first team weren't in yet. For some reason, I don't know, they had a day off or something. I go in there. Someone comes in and tells me, "No, you're in the 23 change room."
What? You've gone on loan to play in the first team?
So, yeah. Picks me out of the first team change room, puts me in the 23s. I stay there for 5-6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So I'm ringing my agent saying, like, what's going on? But I knew that I was going to start the first game because I already got a red card the season before. So I knew if I just stayed there, I'll play the first game and then I'll be in.
Hopefully smash it and then that's it.
Yeah. So the day before the first game of the season.
Why has he put you in the 23?
You know,
that's got to get in your head a bit as well, hasn't it?
Honestly, I think he was so good at that. My first training session, he didn't speak any English, so someone would interpret it. And he said to me that I was too slow, I wasn't agile enough, and somehow I wasn't mentally quick enough, and just walked off. So, didn't speak to me like again for probably months. Like I could probably count how many times he spoke to me.
Yeah.
But like when he would say something to you, you do it. Do you know what I mean?
Are you taking that in as fuel to go, right, okay, I'm going to work on everything he's just told me?
Yeah, I think it's quite a big thing to say, isn't it? Like, you're too slow. I can't work on that that quickly. Do you know what I mean? But I think it was just for him to say to me, like, you're not like at the highest level. Like, you've got to improve. And obviously I did, and it was my first training session. Like, I hadn't trained like all summer, and I probably was
just a bit.
Yeah. But that's the thing I had in my mind. I was playing that first game, so like, I knew just wait it out, and then I'll be okay.
Change his opinion.
Yeah.
And you did change his opinion because you went on, played, I think, every game that season.
Yeah, every minute.
I think you got the Leeds Evening Post Player of the Year. And then you're back to Brighton.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, big bid from Arsenal. Deal goes through. What do you remember of that time? Was that a bit of a whirlwind for you?
I think it was at the Euros at the time. Obviously, spoke to Arteta and saying what he wanted, and that he wanted me, and it was a bit surreal, really, because obviously I was at Brighton for so long but never played. And then I come back for the year and then off again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I was somewhere for like 4 years different every year.
Yeah.
So it's the first time I could actually settle. Do you know what I mean?
Ben White as a player then. Describe yourself.
Available.
Yeah.
I think that's probably my biggest.
I think that's overlooked, you know.
Oh, massively.
I think that's overlooked in football in general, is the players that are going to be there for 95% plus of the games every season.
Especially now, like the amount of games.
Yes.
It's crazy. So availability, always there. I'm always training. When people get injured, I'm there to step up or be able to step in when people can't. And I think maybe adapting to stuff that happens. The way I've learned through the ranks of the leagues has probably helped me massively.
You mentioned always available, always training. Mikel Arteta is quoted as saying he trains every day like he's playing the Champions League final.
Yeah, I think he's been proper nice there, to be fair.
It's nice still,
it's nice, you can't really not.
Yeah.
When you're in that environment, I've got Martinelli running at me every single day. Leo, like, you look stupid if you
got me on that.
Yeah. He gives you that standards to reach, and everyone's at that level, so it kind of comes with it, and it's something you have to do. Otherwise you won't be playing.
And what do you make of the increase in games? You said a minute ago that the amount of games and the volume of it.
We're obviously all capable of doing it, and there's obviously risks to being tired and injury and stuff like that. But for me, I'm okay with it because I'm normally okay with fitness, and yes, it's more chances to win, and it's what we want to do.
And how much has a right back changed then, positionally? Because I remember back in the day when it was like a right back was a defender.
Yeah.
They ain't defenders anymore, are they?
No. I think if you look at our team, we've changed like the back four, where they play, how they play. Like I've stepped into midfield like a few games. Got the left back coming inside playing as a number 8.
Yeah.
And then the last game, I remember seeing both our fullbacks on the edge of the box, like passing to each other. I was thinking, what is going on?
Is this all like pre-coach, pre-talk? So everybody knows that if that left winger is in there or that right winger is in there, then somebody else slots in and fills in for them.
Yeah. There's so many details that you'd know that was just going on from what positions people are in. And then you have to obviously adapt to who's on the ball. If I'm on the ball in the pocket, then maybe get ready to throw the ball. But if it's when it's mine or B, you're flying really.
Yeah, you can take a bit more risk.
Yeah, and then the amount of defending he does for me, it's crazy. Like he never leaves me 1v1, which obviously massive help for me when I'm up against Rashford. And
is that the biggest? Would you say that's the biggest change from what football used to be? Is the work rate now, as the intensity getting back to defend, and then when you do win the ball back, it's getting forward as well.
Yeah. You can only sprint so many times. Do you know what I mean? And they're coming back and defending, and then they're 1v1 with someone the whole pitch, which is crazy. You see their stats after the game, and they're
top
mad. Yeah, like you wouldn't be able to do it. Like I wouldn't be able to. They're incredible. Like the speed of them, how much they can do it. Yeah, I'm so glad that
Calm it down, you. What is the best thing that can happen to you on a football pitch? Is it making a last-ditch tackle? Is it scoring a goal, setting up a worldie, getting back and defending, getting up the pitch? What is it that floats your boat?
I'd probably say a big tackle.
Yeah.
Like the first 15 minutes of the game.
Setting your stall.
Yeah. Like the first tackle you do on someone to let them know that like that's all game. You're going to get that. I think that's probably like one of my biggest things to do. Like the old-fashioned, let them know you're there.
That's the bit that's missing. Yeah. That's the bit that's missing nowadays from footballers. You don't see too many players wanting to do that and willing to do that, do you?
Yes. I think it's because of the way it's changed. You can't do big tackles anymore. Yeah. You can't like fly into a tackle when you do get them there.
Early doors, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Bosh.
Yeah.
A bosh.
I don't want no refs to be looking at what I'm doing. But
Champions League format this year. What do you make of it all?
Obviously, the draw was exciting. Seeing more teams that you know you're going to be playing against, and I think it's good, more exciting. Get to see bigger games quicker, so it's good for the viewers. So
I think that's the bit for me is like most people, you're kind of stuck in tradition, and that's the way that it goes. And then all of a sudden they do this new format, and I'm seeing big games every Wednesday. There's always a big game every Tuesday or every Wednesday. I think that's the bit.
It's when before you'd see a massive game and you'd be waiting for it.
Yeah.
And I think now, like, it's the next day, there's another one.
You know,
there's another coming. Yeah.
When you're lining up and that Champions League music comes on, does it like give you a little buzz? That must give you some sort of like goosebumps.
Yeah, the first time was crazy. Obviously, I've seen the Champions League on TV. I've never watched the game. It's just literally that music just brought you like back to.
I'm here.
Butterflies were crazy. Obviously, such a big song, and to step out and play is scary, but good.
So smash it this season. What we all know they're going to do. Yeah. Champions League final. What's your dream final opponent?
Because I want to win it, will be someone that's not great. Half time, 4-0 up. So just play the rest of the game, knowing that you're going to win. Yeah.
Do you know what? That's the most honest answer you'll get, because every other footballer will go, "Oh, Real Madrid or Man City, no chance. We want to batter them,
do
all
not
right?"
want to play this Manifest. Yeah, thank you.
Mate, thank you so much, mate. I really enjoyed it. Lovely to meet you as well. I think you need to go and find the dogs again. I can't even see him anymore. That girl, but I think it'd be really dangerous. And don't forget, you can watch the best UEFA Champions League game every Tuesday on Prime Video. I'm going to go out and find the dog.